My name is Samuel Counts, and I've been in service for 15 years in the Army, and been over Desert Storm. Then I've been in 1991, and then Iraq in 2009, 2010. We go on missions, and when we go to these chow halls or mess halls, I usually get them up from there. I pass them around or read them when we're in vehicles and stuff too, especially comics. It's like this probably usually Beaver Bailey's mind. They say you can't be too rich or too thin. Then who says you can be too poor or too fat? I mean, in the military, you gotta have that balance, be flexible and stuff. So. Yeah, I like doing the crossword puzzles because it's like sometimes it challenges your mind and stuff, and so it's like because sometimes your mind gets when you get so seeing a lot of action and stuff, and then it's like you need something to relax your mind. So crosswords and comics and stuff help out relax your mind. You're not focused on situations and stuff. And it really helps out, helps get past time by, because you're looking at my favorite ones is sports, and then sometimes like these comic strips, I remember it's been a while. It's like the one I remember. Let's see. The Battle Buddy. It's like what helps us to stay as a team is like you watch out for each other, and that's why back in my days we call each other battles and Battle Buddy, and so because you look out for each other, you're like family and stuff, and you come as one and stuff, and so you can't do anything without each other. You gotta have teamwork. So. This talks about Afghan militia program remaining Sinclair. It's like, sometimes you gotta know your counterparts where you gotta depend on when we used to do an night mission, it's like I got hooked up with the Iraqis, and so we did like a night mission where we did work on a bridge, and it's like the guys that were with me, it's like normally when I work with some guys, it's like it'd take us about an hour and a half, but it took us like 30 minutes. And I didn't know the language, but it's like we had fun. It's like how at the end of our mission, this one guy brought me some hot tea, so it's like you gotta have a little fun and get to know the culture and stuff. And it's really interesting about the culture. It's like we was training some of these guys, and it's like where they had a little jail cell. If you miss 1 hour of class, you go to jail for a half a day.
Wow.
And so that was really unique, and it's like and if you had to use the bathrooms were on the ground, you had to squat and stuff. So I don't know if that's what you mean. I thought it was hilarious. Their culture is a whole lot different from ours, so it's like if we was trying to train them on some of the new equipment that they had, and it's almost like little kids playing with big toys and stuff. That was really unique and stuff. But what got me more involved with the Iraqis, it was like there was an old bridge that we used to build, and I went over there just watching and stuff, and they worked as a team, and that's how it really is. If you want to on a mission, you have to work as a team, and they take care of their equipment and stuff. And whoever taught them, they did it right. I was really impressed how they had everything set up and everything. In military, in Stars and Stripes, they don't really have a political agenda. It's like. How can I say this? You have the liberals and you have the conservatives and stuff, but the Stars and Stripes, it's like it brings everybody together because it's like you're not looking at one person's view, not at other people's view. You're looking because you want to encourage the soldiers on their morale to build their boosters, and that's why some of these comics help to represent. Like Yeah, this is true, but it's like, but you're not. There's other people in the same categories. You come together as one, and so that's what I like about these.